Hi, I'm David Graves.
Hi, I'm Vince Maniacs.
And welcome to Front Row Review DVD Review. Tonight we are going to take a look at the Deluxe Edition of Friday the 13th Part 2. The best thing about this disc is the cover. I'm not sure how well the camera will pick that up, but the cover is in 3D and it's really nice 3D. It's a really cool cover. It's really, when I seen this in a store, I was very impressed by it. You see the back of it, of course, doesn't have the 3D effect. It's just a flat cover, and this is only, of course, the slip case. The actual case itself is not like that. So, and this is actually the first time I've ever owned a Friday the 13th movie on DVD, because I've been holding out for something better than what they've actually been releasing in the past.
I've done the same thing. I actually only own maybe 3 other Friday the 13th DVDs.
We're only going to review the special features. We're not reviewing the movie itself. So the special features here include Inside Crystal Lake Memories, Friday's Legacy, Horror Conventions, Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 2, Jason Forever, and theatrical trailer. Okay, so special features, Vince. What do you think? Worth the price of the disc or not?
Well, the discs only cost like, well, at Walmart they were only $13, so.
See, that's the other good thing about this is, I mean, they weren't really that expensive. They're actually really nice. They could have charged, $20 for each one of them, but they are a good price point on the disc.
And again, we have the 5.1 surround sound, which it was the original disc that came out, of course, was only in 2.0. And so to hear again, they have a nice clear picture and a nice clear sound for Friday the 13th Part 2. That impressed me. Now, as far as special features go, well, like Inside Crystal Lake Memories is, they talk to, what it is they're talking to the author of the book of Inside of Crystal Lake Memories.
I mean, it was kind of like, pointless. It's just like this guy wrote a book about Friday the 13th and he's sitting there being interviewed. While it was somewhat interesting, it's just kind of like, who cares? We want to see how they did the effects. We want to see the actors. We want to see Jason. We want to see, this kind of stuff. We don't want to see some guy who wrote a book about, the movie and sitting there being interviewed by some guy we don't know.
They're just basically talking about the book. What that had to do with Friday the 13th Part 2, I'll have no idea. I think at this point I'm starting to think Paramount just kind of threw things on here, just hoping that people will look at it and go, "Hey, this has got Crystal Lake Memories on it."
The whole thing just seemed pointless.
As far as the horror convention thing goes, it's really kind of a. This was a little bit entertaining because you get to see a bunch of fans that get to go and see the first Friday the 13th film.
I think it was all horror movies, but Friday the 13th happened to be there, and they just went and filmed it.
I guess it's okay. It's, but again, pointless. What was the point in putting it on here? It's just,
So it wasn't that great. It was just kind of there. I mean, it wasn't really nothing spectacular. And the next thing, of course, is Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 2. Like, Part 1 wasn't enough from the first movie. Now they have a Part 2.
This one was worse than the first one. And the first one was horrible.
It was horrible. It was just horrible.
I mean, it's horrible. It's just horrible. It's actually worse than the first one. It doesn't even pick up where the first one left off. It's that bad.
This is before I've seen the remake of Friday the 13th. I kept thinking to myself, oh my god, is the remake going to be this bad?
Thank God it wasn't.
They could at least use a hockey mask. I mean,
some guy in a frickin' sweatsuit. A frickin' hoodie out there running around.
Jason came out of the hood and he went into the woods. Now he's a hoodie in the wood.
Jason in the hoodie.
Yeah, the thing about it too is they use the Friday the 13th music for it, and it just seems cheap. You know, it just seems like, you know, you got this classic music and they're putting it over this horrible thing that somebody made, and it doesn't even seem to fit well, and it's just horrible. It's just horrible.
It was horrible.
Then we come to the only redeeming factor on this disc, and that is Jason Forever. And this was, I'm guessing, also at the convention that they filmed there.
Or a convention of some sort.
Yeah, it's probably the same one because it seems like the budget they put into this, you know, they wouldn't have gone too far to film this other thing. It's probably like, you know, just down the hall from the convention they were filming. But it was actually, that was the only part of this entire disc I really liked, where they had, what was it, 3 Jasons on stage? Or was it 4 Jasons?
4.
And that was actually interesting because I've never, besides Kane Hodder, ever seen any of the other guys playing Jason. So it was interesting seeing who they were. And they actually had some decent stories, stuff that we actually haven't heard, you know, 1,000 times. At least I haven't heard 1,000 times.
I agree.
That was really the only thing that has pretty much anything to do with the second movie.
Exactly.
Anyone that's involved with making this movie isn't on the disc. I mean, there's like nobody on the disc that's even remotely has anything to do with part 2, except for the, you know, the Jason Forever sequence.
So, and then of course we come to the theatrical trailer, which of course is pretty much just the theatrical trailer.
Okay, let's take a look at our scale and see what we're going to give the Friday the 13th Deluxe Edition DVD. So, as for, you know, the movie, the quality of the movie, I've never seen it look this good. Like Vince was saying, the transfer was excellent. The surround sound was excellent. I would have liked to have gotten it in Blu-ray, of course, but you just, you know, kind of, I don't know why they released the first one and not this one. But I'm sure they'll probably release the other ones in Blu-ray eventually. But as quality for the film, I would have to give, now this is just the quality and the sound, not for the film itself, a 4 out of 5. Special features, they could have not put any of these features on here and it would have been basically the same as if there were features on here. So feature-wise, it was just really pathetic, and it just like seemed like all the stuff was tacked on, like they could care less about it. So features gets a 2 out of 5.
For the transfer for the DVD transfer, again, like I said, this is the best I've ever seen Friday the 13th Part 2 look, and like the other DVD, it's crystal clear. And since I've always ever seen Part 2 on television, and it even looks better than the original DVD that was out. So and sound-wise as well, it's crystal clear sound. So I would have to give that 4 out of 5. The only redeeming feature on this thing is the Jason Forever thing with the 4 Jasons talking. You know, that was the only real standout featurette on it. So for that reason, I will give it a 2 out of 5. Overall, for the whole disc, 3 out of 5 Normans.
So yeah, I would have to agree. 3 out of 5. So that's been tonight's DVD review of
Friday the 13th, Part 2.
So until next time, we need an ending for these DVD things.
How about this one? Bye.
You mean it's over?
Ma'am, we we didn't find any boy.
It was horrible.